Washington Gray's March, played by the Edison Military Band.
Coming up, we got fourth generation Ip Man student Sifu Cliff Kupper, student of Sifu Jose Colon of Puerto Rico, and the venerable Sifu Chung K Chow. So this guy has a very credible background and a good name, and it is a privilege to give you, the listeners, this short but sweet interview. Never forget, my friends, for I am Alex Collazo, your host for World Martial Arts Media.
Yeah, I've been doing martial arts about 35 years now. I'd say the first 11 years I was skipping around, a lot of taekwondo. Got into martial arts because I didn't want to get into martial arts. It's actually martial arts was the solution for my problem, which was bullies. I was being jumped quite frequently, almost every day at times. I grew up in the Bronx, New York, and it was, I didn't want to fight anybody, but it's odd. My whole life is now about that. It's about promoting martial arts, promoting Kung Fu, Wing Chun, and all that. But when I was 18, I ran into Sifu Jose Colon in Brigantine, New Jersey, which is a little city directly next to Atlantic City. And I quit the Taekwondo school I was in. I actually went over there the next day and I asked permission, so I didn't just plain quit,
Yeah.
But when I quit, it was definite and for sure that I was going to learn the Wing Chun, and I was with Sifu Jose Colon for, I'd say, about close to about 6 years, and then he went back to Puerto Rico, and I helped run the school and until it's dissolving. When I left, and I went up and trained with Sifu Jose Colon's master, Sifu Chung Kwok Chow, or there was Chung K Chow or Grandmaster Chow, up in New York. And when I went up there, they were about 2.5 hour trips. I was doing it at one time at least 2 times a week. And, years later, I was asked by Sifu Chow to open the school. I was doing limited teaching, but I went full force around 2004. I started teaching Wing Chun. And I never stopped. And so I got about 20-something years experiencing Wing Chun now. Well, when I was doing this stuff, when I was doing Wing Chun, this was when I first started. This is the early 90s, and this is a time when there was very limited exposure like there is nowadays with the internet really big, and Facebook and social media and all that. There was none of that. And when I was doing Wing Chun, it's very much of, it was, well, it's not just the system. It's also Sifu Jose Colon. He was very, very much the opposite of what most people want from a teacher. He spends, when you first started with him, he wouldn't talk to you. About 2, 3, 4, 5 months, maybe 6 months, before he starts even saying things to you. It's always hello, goodbye, that kind of stuff. And then, but it was always straight work. It was 4.5 hours, a couple times a week, and you're in Wmar whole time. And he always taught you slowly. You learned, you start your Sulum Tao, and you start out in just one little piece, never rushing it at all. Where you might spend. For myself, I failed the Sulum Tao test 3 times, so it was about 3 months that I was doing nothing but the Sulum Tao form. The when I first started, and it was very much the opposite, where teachers are about bringing excitement, and even the way I teach Wing Chun is much faster and more exciting. But Sifu Ziklon is no nonsense. He's a no bullshit teacher, and he's the first student of Sifu Chow. 1972, making him one of the first non-Chinese people to ever learn Wing Chun, and he's just awesome. He's powerful and strong and fast, even today.
Wow.
Sifu Chow, on the other hand, he's extremely healthy, extremely dangerous. Sure, he's fast, but he doesn't use his power in such a straightforward way. He's known for stunning strikes, stunning touching. He's his neck grabbing hands. You can see a video on YouTube where he knocks a person out with a neck grabbing hands. Just an amazing Wing Chun master, and but. To shorten it, my lineage is I'm 4th generation on the Yip Man lineage. My teachers are both Sifu Chow and Sifu Ziklon. Sifu Chow learned under Nigwa Sam, who's known as Lightning Hands Nig. He's very famous. He lived only a block away from where Yip Man lived. He trained under Yip Man, but his primary teacher was Dong Shun, the first student of Yip Man.
Oh, that's amazing.
And, it was, so I have authentic Wing Chun where it's either first or the second student, and I held the rank of Seihing in my school before I was Sifu.
Wow, you're very privileged, my friend.
Lucky.
Go ahead.
I was very lucky. I was very lucky, and the strangest place, Brigantine, is little islands and nowhere, and I instantly fell in love with it. I was looking for it, my whole life.
Wow. Can you tell us a little bit about the upcoming event and some of the events that you have been a part of?
Well, yeah, I've been part of lots of different things. Originally, I've been a very large expo. Most of your listeners today, were part of my expo. A lot of people, almost everybody you've interviewed, was either part of my expo or have been there or in some which way. But almost every person that comes out, they do some kind of demonstration or seminar, or, a very big thing. So our event is known as the Chinese Kung Fu Karate Expo, and we also have the Masters of Martial Arts Award Ceremony, and they're the two pieces that are been years in the growing, and we're on our 10th expo coming up next year. We've grown into one of the largest martial arts events in the country, and it's all due to everybody's support. All these people. I didn't even start with the names. Just the amount of people we've received over at our show really has made it grow. and
Wow.
and it's been good for the martial arts all around.
That's very awesome. Well, Sifu Cliff, thank you for allowing us to conduct this interview with you. It's been a privilege for me as well.